Before you decide to retire to a quiet coastal town like Rockport, Texas, there are a few things that you're going to want to know first. From the relaxed lifestyle and beautiful water views to the cost of living and property options, Rockport has become a popular spot for retirees looking to slow down but still enjoy life. With that said, it's not for everyone, and there's still a few details to consider before making the move. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you through what it's really like to retire in Rockport and why so many people are choosing it as their new home base. Now, whether you're new here or you're a returning viewer, welcome. I'm Lezli Milner, your local real estate agent here in Rockport, Texas, and I create weekly videos to give you real insight on what it's like to live in this area. So if you're seriously thinking about making the move to Rockport, reach out to me. I have people reaching out every week who are relocating here, and I'd love to help you out too. You'll find my contact information in the description below. Now let's talk about what makes Rockport such a popular spot to retire. One of the biggest reasons people choose to retire in Rockport is the overall affordability. The cost of living here is about 6% lower than the national average, which means that your money stretches just a little bit further here, especially if you're on a fixed income. Utilities in Rockport are about 16% higher than the national average, and a big reason for that is the location. Because we're on the coast, utility rates here tend to run higher than what you're going to find in other parts of Texas. That said, Texas is a deregulated market, which means that you can choose your own electricity provider. While you may not find ultra low rates like 10 cents per kilowatt hour, there are different plans available, so that way you can find one that fits your usage and your budget. On the bright side, transportation costs here are 6% lower than the national average, and gas prices are typically cheaper here as well, and you're not going to be spending as much time stuck in traffic, which is a plus. Now, groceries are also more affordable, about 4% lower than the national average. So even with slightly higher utility costs, the day-to-day living expenses in Rockport are very manageable. Now, I want to talk about real estate because this is where a lot of people find value in retiring here. Rockport has a wide variety of home options. You're going to find older homes with charm, newer construction homes in developing neighborhoods, and raised homes on stilts, especially in areas closer to the water. If you're looking for waterfront property or something with a view, there are plenty of options for that as well. The median listing price right now in Rockport is sitting around $420,000, but homes are currently selling for an average of 6.3% below asking price. And many homes are staying on the market for about 90 days. So if you are a serious buyer, you may have some room to negotiate. Let's talk about property taxes for a second, because this is something many retirees ask about. Your exact tax rate depends on where your property is located. If you're in Rockport city limits, the total tax rate is around 1.59%. In Fulton, it's going to be about 1.43%, and in other parts of Aransas County, it can range from around 1.18% down to as low as 0.40%. If you're outside the school district, areas like Lamar, which is also in a mud district, are closer to 1.53%. So just be sure to check what applies to the area that you're looking in. Now, if you're 65 and older, there's some good news for you. Texas offers a senior exemption that can lower your property taxes, and on top of that, you can apply for a homestead exemption if you make the home your primary residence. Now, these are great tools to help reduce your annual tax bill and make home ownership more affordable in retirement. Now, one more thing to keep in mind is windstorm insurance, because Rockport is along the coast and most homeowner insurance policies don't include windstorm coverage by default. It's something that you're going to need to purchase separately, and it's especially important for homes near the water. Typically, it will be about a couple $100 a month or so. Lastly, if you're looking for a retirement community, there are a few 55 plus options in Rockport. One example is the Reserve at Coastal Palms. This is a mobile home community designed for seniors. You're going to also find other independent living and assisted living options depending on your needs. So there's a little something for everyone here looking to retire. While Rockport does have a few local medical offices and clinics for routine care, most people drive into Corpus for more advanced health care. It's about a 45-minute to an hour drive depending on where you're heading. That's where you're going to find the full-service hospitals, the specialists, and the VA clinics for those who need them. So if ongoing or specialized care is something that really matters to you, it's good to know that you're still within reach of major medical services. The same goes for shopping and larger errands. Rockport has the basics. It has a local H-E-B and a Walmart, which are great for everyday groceries and the essentials, but if you need to rent a Sam's Club, Home Depot, Academy, or even just want to spend a day shopping at the mall or larger retail centers, you're going to find yourself heading into Corpus for those types of trips. That said, the drive into Corpus really isn't that bad, with the new Harbor Bridge expected to be open after the ribbon cutting ceremony on May 10th of this year. It should make your trip even smoother. Now, most retirees head into town maybe a few times a month, whether it's for appointments, shopping, or just grabbing something that you can find locally. It's a short enough drive that you can enjoy the peace and quiet of Rockport while still having access to everything you need nearby. Rockport is known for its laid-back, small-town feel. It has that coastal charm where life naturally moves a little slower, but in the best way. There's less traffic, quieter mornings, and an overall sense of calm that a lot of retirees are looking for. Unlike some of the bigger retirement destinations that can just feel busy or overcrowded, Rockport offers a peaceful pace of life that still keeps you close to the water. If you enjoy being near the water, then this town has a lot to offer. Rockport is home to some of the best fishing in Texas. Whether you're casting off a pier, taking your boat out, or you're just enjoying the breeze from the marina, Rockport Beach is also one of the only Blue Wave certified beaches in the state, which means that it's clean, it's calm, and it's great for swimming, walking, or just relaxing by the shore. One thing to note is that you cannot drive on Rockport Beach. Instead, you're going to have to park nearby and walk, which helps keeps it quieter and more enjoyable for families and the retirees. The one thing to note is that it does cost $10 a day, or you can get an annual pass for $40. Something else that stands out about Rockport is just the strong sense of community here. It's not just about where you live, it's about who you're living around. And on weekends, there's always something going on in town, whether it's the market days, art festivals, events at the harbor, or just live music. The Rockport Fulton area also hosts popular annual events like Oyster Fest, Sea Fair, the Crawfish Cookout, all which bring people together and just creates a fun, community-driven atmosphere. You also find Rockport Market Days on select weekends throughout the year, as well as seasonal art shows, holiday parades, 4th of July fireworks, and even the Rockport Film Festival. There's always something happening, so you never have an excuse to do nothing. If you're looking to meet others, there are plenty of social groups, volunteer opportunities, and community gatherings that make it easy to feel connected. Whether you're brand new to town or you're just looking to get involved, Rockport's economy is also supported by a mix of education, county and local government, commercial fishing, healthcare, retirement living, and tourism-related businesses. It also has a surprisingly strong art scene with more than 200 artists calling Rockport home. The downtown district is filled with galleries, workshops, and art events, so if you're into art, you're gonna find no shortage of ways to stay inspired and involved. Also, if you're like me and love some good food, you're gonna find some great local restaurants and seafood spots throughout town. Whether you're just grabbing a casual bite after a walk on the beach or enjoying a date night with waterfront views, there's no shortage of dining options to enjoy. You have Paradise Keys, which is a go-to spot for waterfront dining with a beautiful sunset view and a solid seafood menu. If you're in the mood for something fun and casual, the Boiling Pot is a long-time local favorite where you roll your sleeves up and dig into some spicy boiled seafood right at your table. For something a little more classic, you have Charlotte's Plumbers, which is a staple in the area and a great place to take visiting family. And if you're craving some Mexican food, you have Las Camales, which is a reliable local spot that hits the mark for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. If you have grandkids or family that's planning to visit you, Rockport has plenty to offer for all ages, whether it's spending the day outdoors or finding something indoors to enjoy. There are a lot of options to help you make the most out of your time together. And in Rockport and Fulton, you got local favorites like Rockport Beach, the Fulton Fishing Pier, Goose Island State Park, and there's several community playgrounds where kids can run around and play. You also have the Aransas National Wildlife Refuge, the Aransas Pathways, and the Bay Education Center, which are great spots to explore, and you're also going to find walking trails throughout the area. The Rockport Fulton Community Pool and Dog Park are also popular with the locals, and there are even tours of downtown Rockport and Fulton that just showcase the charm and the history of the area. Now, for a mix of culture and entertainment, you got the Texas Maritime Museum, the Rockport Center for the Arts, and the Rockport Cultural Arts District. Rockport does have a couple of local theaters like the Rockport Little Theater and the Retalial Theater that offer shows throughout the year, and for history buffs, there's the Fulton Mansion, the Schoolhouse Museum, and the Aransas County History Center. If you want to venture out, Corpus has some bigger attractions worth making the trip. You can take the family to the Texas State Aquarium, go check out the USS Lexington, or if your grandkids visit during the summertime, you can head over to Hurricane Alley Water Park, which has water slides, a lazy river, and splash zones. There's also the South Texas Botanical Gardens. You have Fun Trackers Amusement Park, and just plenty of kid-friendly restaurants and shopping to round out your visit. And if you're up for a change of scenery, you have just Port Aransas, which is a short drive and ferry ride away. It's a great option for a day trip, especially if you want to visit a beach with just fewer restrictions or just enjoy the charm of a neighboring coastal town. Before we wrap up, let's quickly talk about the weather and some things to keep in mind when living near the coast, because I often get asked about hurricanes, and the weather in Rockport is warm for most of the year with mild winters that are perfect for spending time outdoors. Now, if you enjoy fishing, going to the beach, or just soaking up that coastal breeze, the climate here makes it easy to do that year-round. And that said, the warmer months, especially late spring through early fall, can be very hot and humid, which is very typical for this part of the Texas coast. Now, most people adjust pretty quickly, and the breeze coming off the water helps just a little bit. Now, like any other coastal town, hurricane risk is something to be aware of, and Rockport is no stranger to tropical storms or hurricanes, and Hurricane Harvey was the last major storm to cause serious damage in Rockport back in 2017. And since then, many homes and businesses have been rebuilt with stronger materials and elevated designs to better withstand future storms. But still, storm surge, Flooding and heavy rainfall can affect certain areas, especially during hurricane season. Some neighborhoods are more flood prone than others, and there are parts of town where the roads may not drain as well when the heavy rain moves in. And it's not something that you're going to deal with on a daily basis, but it is something definitely worth looking into when choosing where to live and budgeting for insurance and maintenance. So if you're seriously thinking about retiring in Rockport and you're ready to start the process, reach out to me. I help people every week who are making the move to the area, and I'd love to help you too. My contact information is in the description below, and if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe, give this video a like, and tap that little notification bell so that way you don't miss out on any of my weekly videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.